things on the back?
I don't know.
I can't read it.
No, maybe hieroglyphics, but it looks Greek to me.
And what do those three boxes represent about the knowledge of your learning
In
today?
the story, in the article, it said that there were 3 nested coffins laid with gold and gems, and these represent the 3 nested coffins.
Okay,
And
so
the third one was a mummy, and then this third one is my artifact.
So let me ask you guys as a group. So the question that we posed before you read this article was, what inference can you make about how they felt about the dead bodies that they buried? So what inference do you make, Julia?
I make, like, the inference that I made was that they felt like sad and happy because they believed that their people had an afterlife after they died. So they were happy because they were like, they felt good for them because they got to go and live their afterlife.
Okay.
But at the same time, they felt sad because they were losing that person.
But what evidence from the text or what evidence from our representations of knowledge today would you say led you to believe that inference, that they felt happy?
Well, because like they decorated it very nicely, and they said that they wanted to give them a very good afterlife. So that kind of gave me like something, like it kind of told me like they must feel happy that they get to go and live an afterlife because they're putting so much work and effort into making it look good.
Do you think happy is a good choice of words? How they felt about the bodies?
I think they felt more than happy, kind of. I think they felt very grateful for their king because of all the things they're doing for him.
There was a lot of fussing going around, wasn't there? Yeah.
Or they felt jubilant.
Jubilant, nice use of academic vocabulary. How about Ethan? I saw your hand up. Was there something you wanted to add to that inference?
Well, like I said before, they put more effort into their work when they're dead. Like they have like lots of other rooms like filled with treasures and organs.
That was a good use of word that you said. They put a lot of effort. Yes, King Tut.
I believe they were depressed that the king passed away.
Okay, so your inference is a little bit different. What are you basing your inference on?
Well, you know when somebody passes away, you give your respects to them.
Yeah.
This is kind of like that. They're giving jewels and things, jewels and gold to like mourn and like feel sorry for the dead.
But let me ask you, are they giving their own personal treasures to them? Is this the people that are burying them? Is it their personal treasures that they're giving it, or is it the pharaoh's personal treasures? The pharaoh's. Okay. So I need you to back up your inference better for me. Why you're saying that they felt sad?
Well,
Can I?
Go right ahead, help them out.
Well, because like they, what you were saying was like that, they were like doing it with their own, that treasure. It must like, because maybe someone else wants that treasure, but they're being nice enough to like say you can, like this dead person can have it, because they like feel they feel kind of sad about that because like they're saying goodbye to that person, but they're like with the respects, they're paying respects to them by like giving them jewels and gold. So that might make them feel sad, like because they know that they're not going to be able to see them ever again.
That was a great inference. Thank you for helping Luca out.
As part of my thing, I have brought in a magazine that actually has King Tut revealed after he was, when they unwrapped him. This is what he looks like.
warning. Disgusting images. Please don't show in the following program. Okay? So please
Let me ask you guys, how did this, bringing in these non-linguistic representations of your knowledge, how did this help you out with your growth mindset? Anybody want to share? Zara.
So everybody
they could bring in different knowledge and showing the non-linguistic, and so that like helps me, like if I didn't get something or I didn't know that, then their knowledge would have helped me understand it, and so then I know that knowledge now.
So do these representations kind of give you a deeper understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, how? Tell me how. Give me an example how someone's representation that they shared with you today gave you a deeper understanding, gave you a more of a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset on this topic. Cassidy.
So they kind of went out of their way to like make a model that or something or draw a picture that helps you understand more and not just say like even if you don't want to do it, we still like went out of our we still did it.
Went out of your way. We talked about getting out of that fixed mindset and moving forward, meeting our challenges and taking on challenges. Anybody else want to add anything else to that?
I think it helped for people to bring models in so we can actually understand how their mind works and the way they see how important it was for the Egyptians to put stuff for their king.
I like that comment, how you said how their mind works, because I'm looking at the tomb that you built there, and then I'm looking over here. Ethan, show me your Lego tomb. So what could you say about the way your mind works, Grace, and the way Ethan's mind works?
Ethan's mind works very, like, he likes to create his, like, own way of showing things. And my mind works, I kind of like to represent probably, like, things that you actually can, like, refer to of, like, the tombs and stuff like that. And Ethan's mind likes to show how it works.
Yes, show us how that works. He's like a little bit more mechanical. Let me zoom in here. Go show us, Ethan, how this works.
So it took me a while to build this because I had to add so much detail into it.
It looks like it.
So this is the jewels, and this is the mummy.
He did this with Legos. That's very impressive.
What's that on top? That's supposed to be this. Oh. So.
Outstanding. I could tell that you put a lot of thought into that. Nice work. Now, do we see glitter on Ethan's like we do on Grace's?
No. Not exactly.
No.
They're kind of like gems, kind of.
Yes. Yes. He expressed his little glitter with Legos, whereas most girls like to express it with little gems and glitter like that. Outstanding representation. I feel that these representations has really helped my mindset, my growth mindset, because remember I said I had a fixed mindset that I do not like this subject. I don't know anything about it, but you have enlightened my knowledge. What do we have here, Julia? You want to show us your little artifact there?
So this is like a little pot, and they were like buried with stuff that they like. So maybe someone, like it's like a soy sauce holder. So maybe like someone who, who liked making soy sauce or having soy sauce on their food would be buried with this, because then they can go to have their afterlife with something they loved and enjoyed. And then I put my linguistic in there, and basically what I did was I wrote a paragraph, and then I did one of the pictures and captions, because like that taught me like a lot, even though it was just 2 sentences.
That helped you record your knowledge.
Yeah. And then this part's funny what I did. So my snack was this, and like it said that they were buried with food and how there were tomb robbers, and so like basically the tomb robbers ate the food, and in this case I'm the tomb robber because I ate the food.
Oh, and it was gluten-free too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just, now that I have everybody together here, we looked at everyone's non-linguistic representation of the knowledge that they gained from this article that we read about King Tut's tomb. So, looking back at the question that we were going to be prepared to discuss today, it asks us, what inference can we make about how the ancient Egyptians felt about the bodies that they buried? So tell me what your inference is, reflect on your knowledge, and tell me what inference you can make based on what we read and based on these representations that our friends brought in. Gianna.
An inference I can make that they were feeling what they were feeling is that I think they were it depends on who the person is, because some people if they are buried with a lot of money and stuff, they might be sad because the people who are their parents or friends could have gotten the money. But on the other hand, if you're poor, you might just want to go to the afterlife and then make your own,
With your belongings
and make a new world for yourself.
Okay, I like your inference. And you base that on what information that you from the text?
Because in the text it says that when they were exploring King Tut's grave, he had all this food and stuff, and when King Tut, on the last page where it says they opened the tomb, I think they would be sad because a rich person like him could have had a curse made, or even though it might not be real, he could have had a curse made, and that they would be upset that the curse was unleashed, and now it's bad curse and nobody likes it.
Okay, I like your representation of knowledge there. Anybody else have a different inference other than what Gianna said? Noah.
I think they kind of worship their kings, and so they.
And you base that inference on which evidence?
I base that inference because they give valuable stuff to King Tut,
Valuable items they put in his tomb.
Yeah, tons of food and money and.
Yeah, it kind of sounds silly to bury someone with all those types of valuables, but why did they do this? What was the most pressing reason why the Egyptians buried them with all of these valuable things? Jenna?
That was because they believed in the afterlife, and once someone would die, they believed that they would eat food and celebrate in the afterlife, so they would have a good afterlife.
Outstanding. Any other comments or any other different inferences? Zara?
I think they put food in the gold and money and when they buried them, because when they go to afterlife, they could use that money and gold to trade and to get different things, and so they won't starve in the afterlife.
I like your thinking. Very well thought out. Well, I think everyone, you all need to give each other a big round of applause. Great representation. Do we have any other last closing remarks from our class mummy? Any closing remarks?